Are you wanting to scale your business with digital products? I'm Becky Beach, and I've grown $1 million digital product empire that earns me passive income while I sleep, eat, and play. Join me each week as we grow our digital product businesses together. This is the Becky Beach Show. Well, hey, welcome to the Becky Beach Show. I'm Becky Beach, and today's guest is Steph Blake. She's a business consultant and tech expert. Thanks so much for being here today, Steph.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited for this.
Oh yeah, I've been following you for quite some time. I've been in many of your events, and I'm just so excited to hear about automating your business with systems today.
Yeah, I know. We've kind of been like at arm's length behind email. So it's
Mhm.
always fun to kind of like meet each other face to face and have these conversations.
Oh yeah, so tell me, how can someone get started with automating their business?
Yeah, so that's a that's a big topic. That's a big question. So really the big thing that I always say is before you start automating, we want to make sure that there are other elements in place first, right? So we really need to make sure that you have a really solid offer in place,
Hmm.
right? So the more simple and streamlined your offer is, right? From there, we want to make sure that we have that offer, and then we want to make sure that we set these systems and processes up,
Hmm.
right? Because once we have those in place, then we can look at this system that we've set up, right? This process that we've set up. And from there, we can say, okay, this part of the system can be automated. This part of the system can be delegated to a team member, right? But it really starts with having a solid understanding of your business and what you're selling. And funnily enough, a lot of people don't have that, right? They don't feel really confident in the thing that they're selling. So once we have that set up, then we want to make sure that we, like I said, have that process in place. And then we can start to set up those automations with different tools. So, I mean, one thing, if you don't mind me sharing about it, is the difference between systems and tools, because a lot of people get those confused.
Oh sure, yeah, go ahead. I bet would love to hear more about that.
Yeah, yeah. So I hear a lot of people say, well, I have a system, I have ClickUp. Like, ClickUp is a tool, right? So
Yeah.
really the difference is that the system is like it's a process, right? It's a step-by-step overview of how you complete some kind of task, right?
Hmm.
Whereas the tool is going to help you implement that system, right? So for example, let's just say like, I don't know, client onboarding, right? That's a very simple example to use. When you have a new client sign on to work with you, you're going to have a step-by-step process of things that get done, right? Like
Hmm.
you'll send them an email saying, hey, I'm so glad that we're working together. You'll probably send them a contract, a payment link, right? So that is a system that you're setting up. And then from there, we will use tools like a project management tool, like a contract tool, right? To help implement those different steps in that system. So I think it's really important for people to understand that because you can't set up systems, you can't set up automations without having that very basic understanding of the difference between the two. Does that all make sense?
Oh yes, yes, definitely. Yeah, a lot of people are confused about the two, like having a system in place. Like would you have I guess SOPs be more of a system because it's like
Yeah.
creating like the videos or like some PDFs for people you're onboarding. Would that be more of a system then?
Yeah. So SOPs, that just stands for standard operating procedures. So
Mhm.
that is just essentially outlining the different tasks in your business. So those are, I mean, they're necessary, especially if you have team members, right? For our newer business owners, they're still really important to have to help you stay on track with the tasks that you're doing, right? Because I mean, I don't know about you, but there have been so many times where I thought I knew how to do something. Like I've done it a million times. I'm in the process of going through it. And then my kids start screaming and I have to run out of my office and go help them. So I
Yeah.
come back and I say, wait, did I do that part already? So essentially what that does is it's just systematizing it for you. It's making it really easy for you to have just a list of things that need to get done in whatever format makes sense for you, whether it's a
Uh-huh.
checklist, videos, whatever. And then from there, once we have that for ourselves, that's when we can start to share that with team members and other people that we bring on. And then the automation piece comes in with those different steps in that system.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, I have some full-time VAs and they use that and it was really helpful to bring them on board real easily and I've had people leave and then I just, educate the new ones that come on with that. It's very helpful. So what would you say is a really great tool then, for business systems?
Yeah, I mean, there's okay, so it really depends on the type of business that we're talking about, right? Because there's so many different types of businesses. So give me an example of who are the main people listening to this right now, and I can kind of break it down.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Digital product sellers.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. As I thought. So I'm going to be a little bit biased here
Mhm.
because I have my own tool that I think is incredible for any type of online business owner, which is called the Simple Business Suite, because it really integrates all of the different pieces of your business together. So if we look at this from the perspective of a digital product seller, we need a lot of different things. We'll need um, a website, likely, or an e-commerce shop, somewhere that you can make these resources available to people to buy. Okay, so that's one part. We also need different workflows that are set up. So when somebody buys something, we want to send it to them, right? So let's say they buy your course, right? We want to make sure that we have a way to deliver that course to them. Say, hey, here's your course. Okay. Same in the same vein, we need to make sure that we have a place to host that course, right? So some kind of tool that will allow you to do that. Spoiler alert, all of these are inside the Simple Business Suite,
Oh,
right? So
cool.
yeah, we want to make sure that we have a place so that tool is allowing us to keep all of the resources for that program in one place for them to access. And then we also need to make sure we're collecting payments, right? So we need payment processors, right?
Mhm.
So when people, especially people who are getting started in business, what I see a lot of them doing is they're just trying to piece together a lot of different tools. And I did this myself. I'm sure you probably did this at one point too.
Mhm.
And I had like 20 different tools that I was using to power my business. I had like a calendar tool, I had a contract tool, I had a website, right? I had all of these different tools that I was trying to piece together, and it just became very chaotic and very overwhelming. So, whenever we're talking about simplifying systems, the more that we can condense into as few tools as possible, the better, right? So, like, that's literally why I created the Simple Business Suite. I created it for myself,
Oh, very
honestly, because
cool.
I didn't, I was tired of using all of these different tools, things breaking, and also spending a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
spending spending a lot of money on all these different platforms when it's not necessary to do that.
Yeah, I spend like a lot of money too. That would be cool to have something all in one. So I'm not spending money on lead pages like my website. I've like I had to buy a Thrive cart. I
Yep.
have to, buy all this stuff, and it's just in Shopify, you gotta pay for Shopify store.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I mean, I did the exact same thing, right? And eventually, like especially as your business grows, like there's so many tools that just kind of pile on top of one another. Like you've noticed, right? It's like, okay, now we need this tool, now we need this tool. And then as our business grows, we'll probably have to like, um, increase the amount that we use, right? So we'll have to upgrade to the different tiers, right? So instead of just staying on the free tier, maybe we have to upgrade to like the next tier and then the next tier and then as you know, it just gets so expensive to
Mhm.
use all of these different tools, not to mention all of the different technical pieces in the back end, right? To make sure that
Yes.
everything's working and everything's talking to each other.
Mhm.
When I created the suite, I made sure that we had, it was just like flat rate pricing. It's like you get everything you need in one place. I'm not going to charge you more as your business grows. I think that's ridiculous because I wouldn't want that. Right.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so tell us more about you. Like how did you start your business and like do you have any kids?
I do. I have two kids. So I'll kind of give you the general overview. So I was on like a very traditional trajectory
Mhm.
growing up, went to high school, college, got my degree. I graduated in 2010
Mhm.
from college. So that was like right in the middle of the recession, if you
Oh,
remember. And
yes.
I was just glad to get a job at that point. So I was working at an engineering company, designing instruction manuals, which was as boring as it sounds.
Oh, yeah, that
Um,
does sound boring.
yeah, my background was actually in graphic design.
Oh,
So
great.
yeah, so that's what I did. And I was like, okay, great, I have a job. So I stayed at that company for
Uh-huh.
about 4 years. Then I moved to Chicago and worked at a digital marketing agency, started at the bottom, worked my way up to the C-suite level in 3 years. And then around that time, I was just very newly married. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of like helping these other people grow their businesses. Like, I want to do this for myself, but I don't know what to do
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
my parents weren't entrepreneurial. Like, my dad worked in retail, my mom worked at the
Mhm.
same company for 40 years, but I knew I wanted to do something else. So that's when I um, was targeted with a Facebook ad that says, like, how to use your corporate skills to create a business. So obviously I was hooked, right?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I started the first year, I had 8 different businesses and made $53 total because I had no idea what I was doing.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until about 3 years into my journey that I got pregnant with my first son and reached this breaking point. Because at that point, I was working anywhere between 80 to 100 hours a week,
Hmm.
and I was going to end up in the hospital if I didn't slow down.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, that was the point where I made it a priority to figure out how to not only simplify my business, but how to run it in 20 hours per week or less.
Hmm.
So that's what I did. I ended up leaving my job, going full time in my business literally 2 weeks after I had him. And yeah, since then, I've been helping people simplify their businesses. So that was almost 6 years ago. And then 2 years ago, um, I retired my husband from his job. And then, or no, that was almost 3 years ago at this point. And then I had my second child 2 years ago. So it's been a whirlwind.
Oh,
there's
that
there's
sounds
been a lot happening.
incredible.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a
Yeah.
little bit of everything
Yeah.
happening in my life.
Yeah, kind of a similar story. Yeah, I majored in graphic design too, and I worked at different companies and got into web development because I couldn't find a job doing graphic design.
It's
So I
hard.
come from more of a tech background, like IT. I used to work in IT for like 25 years, like American Airlines. I worked at Verizon. I've designed mobile apps, so it's kind of a similar backstory. And you're right, working for other people isn't the way to go. Like I've gotten so much stress, and it's harmed my mental health working for
Yeah.
these other people and getting all the pressure, especially the office politics alone.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
so much more freeing just working for yourself.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Now, with that said, it's also very hard
Oh
to work for
yeah.
yourself. I mean, that is like a whole ball game in and of itself. I always say that entrepreneurship is the best self-development tool that you can ever have because it teaches you so much about yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, truthfully, it's not for everybody
Hmm.
either. I'll be the first person to admit it. There's a reason why I don't even know what the stat is now, like maybe like 5% of the population
Uh-huh.
has a successful business because it's really hard. It's really hard, but it can also be really simple if you're strategic about it.
Oh, yes, you've proven that. So tell us more about the business suite.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, it's an all-in-one solution where we have everything in one place, right? So, like literally everything you need to manage your business is right
Hmm.
there. So, like I said, website, landing pages. If you do need contracts, if you're doing any type of work requiring contracts, all that's in there. Social media planner, automations, workflows, AI. We have a lot of AI tools
Yeah.
in there. So it's like literally everything you need in one place so that, like I said, you can keep everything on the back end of your business so simple. So simple. You don't have to worry about connecting different tools. You don't have to worry about paying more as your business continues to grow. And I call it the simple business suite because truly I believe it is the most simple solution for anybody, whether they're just getting started in their business and they want to just kind of set things up from the get-go in one place, or if they have been in business for a while and they've reached the point like I did, right, where I was like, oh my gosh, things are just everywhere, everything's a
Yeah.
mess, I'm paying so much money. Then it's also really great because you can transition all of your resources over and then you can scale your business without paying more or worrying about those limits. We've had so many people moving from different platforms, like I don't want to name names, but like larger course platforms that are continuing to raise their prices, right? Or like e-commerce shop like Shopify is like the best one. Like we've had a lot of people moving off of Shopify because they're like, you know what, like I'm just sick of paying for this extra tool. Like I don't want it. Right?
Yeah.
Because although it's great, I do think it's the best platform for e-commerce. Like really nothing comes close to it because that's what they do. That's what they're great at. But like if you're not running like a multi-million dollar e-commerce specific business, I don't think you need it. I mean, the suite has everything that you need and more in one place, especially for digital product creators, right? Like there's so many things that we need outside of Shopify. Like for example,
Yes.
like courses, memberships, community, right? Like for
Hmm.
example, if you were using like a school community, right? We have all of that in there
Hmm.
too. We have it's all in one place. So it's just really simplifying things. Like I said, either when you're getting
Yes.
started or as you're growing.
Oh, that sounds cool because I was using School and it's like 99 a month and I just stopped
Yeah.
doing it and I just went back to Facebook groups.
Yeah, exactly. And we've had so many people doing that, right? Because they were just tired of paying these extra costs. And with us, you get as many groups as you want for free. Well, not for free. It's all included in the price. And then we don't have to worry about like the different algorithm changes from Facebook because you own the group, right? Like you own the community. It's all in one place. And yeah, I could talk about this all day.
Oh, well, really? We
Because
don't have all day, but like,
yeah,
how's the support? Like, is it hard for people
yeah.
to use this?
No, and again, that's the whole simplification piece. So one thing that I did, I noticed that I mean, I'll just be very transparent and honest. That's what I'm about. I noticed when I first created it, well, first I created it for myself. I didn't intend on inviting other people to this. But
Hmm.
then I started talking about it more, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, how can I sign up for this? Where can I sign up for this?" So just truthfully, I didn't have any processes set up for other people. People were just like, "Can I join this?" And I said, "Sure." And then once I realized was, okay, we do need to create some, well, a few resources to help people make sure that they get set up really easily inside of their
Hmm.
own accounts. So over time, I've created something called Sweet School, which is essentially like our academy that gives a full step-by-step overview of what you need to do to get set up in your account literally right away. So we have that. We have a bunch of different bonus trainings and resources in there for our users. We also have a full knowledge base that has hundreds, maybe even thousands of articles at this point with every single feature. And whenever a new feature is released or something's updated, it goes in there. And then we have 24/7 support as well via chat, 24/7 tech support via chat and Zoom. So everybody gets support whenever they need it, regardless of where they're at, regardless of the time of day they're working. And then I also, because you can tell that I'm really passionate about this, I love this. I also host weekly office hours with all of our users too. So then I
Oh,
can actually get
neat.
on, yeah, so I get on Zoom and we troubleshoot. We talk about what's going on. Like if they need help setting something up, I can literally go into their account for them and we can get those pieces set up. And then we also have a community. So we have a private community as well for all of our users. So yeah,
Oh, that's
lots of
how many
support.
users? How many users do you have?
So we launched this, it hasn't even been a year. I launched this, I think, in May of last year. So right now we're at about 100 users.
Oh, that's great. So how much?
Yeah.
What's the monthly price?
Yeah, so at least right now, at the time of recording this, I don't know if we're going to change it, but right now it's 119 a month.
Hmm.
Or we have annual pricing where you get 2 months for free. So
Oh,
I
that
think that
sounds good.
I don't remember what that brings it down to, but regardless, it's so much more cost effective than if you were trying to piece together all of those different platforms, right? Like your lead pages alone is worth the
Yeah,
whole
I
price.
know. I'm just really upset. But only thing is, I have so many things. You have over 100 courses on that lead pages. I make all my, all my opt-ins when I join summits and bundles. All my funnels and everything are on there. And so,
Yeah.
is it hard to move to a new platform like yours?
Yeah, so I mean it will take time. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. It does take some time to begin the transfer process, but what I always recommend to people is to give yourself some space. Like depending on how much that you do need to transition over, I say give yourself 3 to 6 months.
Mhm.
And I want people to view this not as like time being spent, but an investment in their future, right? Because yes, it does take time, and I'm speaking from my own experience with this as well because I had to transition a lot. I think I used to use ThriveCart and ThriveCart Learn for all of my programs. I had over 50 different programs in there. I had over 10,000 different students that we had to migrate over. So I'm speaking from experience with saying,
Mhm.
like, I've been there, but truly the long term benefits outweigh the couple months of making that transition. So whenever people do want to transition, I have like a whole overview that gives advice and suggestions of how to do it. And then, of course, I'm always happy to give personalized advice to people as well,
Oh, that's great. So tell me more about the support. Is it people based in the US or other countries?
all over.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, we have a full support team. Is that what you're talking about? Our support team?
Oh, yeah, the support team. Are they based in other countries or are they based in the US?
Yeah, they're based all around the world. So we have
Okay.
yeah, so that's how we are able to do the 24/7 support because
Oh,
we have people
yeah.
from all over, um, and all languages as well. So we use a really special technology, which is actually really cool. That whichever language that you're speaking in, you can type it out, and then it will translate it on both ends. So when our support team responds back to you, it'll automatically translate it back in the language that that person understands. Um,
Oh, that's
so
neat. Is that
yeah,
like an AI tool that you
it
use?
is. Yeah,
Oh, do you
yeah.
mind me asking what it is?
I actually don't know the name of it offhand.
Okay. Yeah, maybe like later I'll reach out.
I'm
That sounds really useful.
yeah, yeah. It's Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sure if you Google it, there's a lot of them out there now. So
Oh
if you were to
yeah.
Google just like AI chat tool for languages, there's a whole list that will come up.
Oh,
But
that's really neat.
yeah,
So are these
yeah.
tech support employed by you, or you use like something else for it, or?
Yeah, so we have a combination of both. So we do have internal support. So we have an internal team that does help with some things, and then some of it I do outsource to an agency that helps us. Just because, again, like managing 24/7 tech support, again, not something that I ever knew about, not something that I ever understood the repercussions of. So that's why I always like to partner with other brands who do understand it and who do already have those processes set up. So
Mhm.
for the 24/7 support, we have partnered with another company for that to help us out.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, this does
Yeah.
sound very beneficial because I'm just paying like so much. I'm sure people out there listening are also paying a lot of money for their different tools and like systems. This sounds like a great
Yeah.
option. Like I'll make sure to link this tool, a Simple Business Suite. Is that right?
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
sure to
Well,
link
I'll
this
give you the link.
tool in the show notes at beckybeachshow.com. Well, is there anything you'd like to share with this last minute, Steph?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of just simplifying your systems, automating, my big piece of advice is to, guess what, keep things really simple because it's really easy to overcomplicate,
Mhm.
especially systems. It's really easy to kind of overthink and add in unnecessary steps and unnecessary tools, right? So that would really be my biggest piece of advice for everybody listening. So not only do we want to make sure our businesses are really simple, but we want to keep our marketing simple and also the back end systems and tech really simple as well because it's even if we we're not at the place where we want to be right now in our business. I'm a big proponent of like long-term forward thinking. So we want to think about how we're setting up these systems, how we're setting up these automations
Mhm.
with long-term growth in mind, right? So that's 6 months, a year, 3 years down the line, right? Because the work that we're doing today is going to help us reach those results then.
Oh, great. So tell us where we could find you, Steph.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we're going to link to the Simple Business Suite below, but that's simplebizsuite.com. My website is the Blake Collective.
Mhm.
So you can find everything there. So that's where you can find more about the support I give. So the business consulting, all of that is linked over there. But yeah, that's really the best place to find me.
Oh, great. Well, of all of those links and also an opportunity to join the Simple Business Suite in the show notes at beckybeatshow.com. And I'll also have a freebie workbook there too you can check out. And then we'll have Steph has a freebie as well. Could you tell us more about your freebie?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's called the Simplify Your Business Blueprint, and it is a literal complete step-by-step system to help you simplify your business. So we're talking everything from designing a business around your life all the way through marketing, offer creation, delegating, automating, scaling your business. It really lays out all of those different pieces. And then so that's all in like one big spreadsheet for you. And
Uh-huh.
then I also created a complimentary email course. So every day I'm emailing you, sharing real examples of how I have made mistakes with each of these different areas of the process and sharing ways that people can overcome like the biggest hurdles that I've seen come up. Because I think it's one thing to just kind of um, to download a free resource, but it's another thing to implement. So I wanted to make sure that I had that follow up course as well.
Oh, excellent. Again, we'll have all that in the show notes. So make sure to go to beckybeatshow.com. Well, thanks so much for being here today, Steph. I really appreciate our time together.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is great.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to the Becky Beach Show. Please check out the show notes at beckybeachshow.com and my membership, businessbeachclub.com, to start and scale your own digital product business. Have a great day. See you next time on the Becky Beach Show.